Hello everybody and welcome to what is going to be my first ever proper video on this channel. Today we are going to be doing a Premier League's prediction for the 2021 season. Some of you guys will not agree where I've put people's teams, so please do not shout at me at the comments if I get something wrong. In a year's time we will look back at this video to see if I got anything right. So let's just kick it off. And there's 20 teams in the Premier League, so obviously the bottom 3 get relegated, top 4 qualify for Champions League, 5th qualifies for the Europa League, and 6th does, I think it's a Europa League qualification. I think they've got to do like a mini tournament thing against these other teams. So let's start off with 20th place. Obviously that team will be going down to the Championship. I've put, at the bottom of the table, I have put Fulham. They look like one of the weaker sides of the Premier League so far. They've got a good manager, they've got a good attack, like Ivan Cavaliero, Mitrovic, he was in the Premier League before, a very good experienced striker. But let's just go through the transfers that they've made so far. So they've signed Anthony Knockaert from Brighton for 11.70 million from Brighton. They've signed Harrison Reed from Southampton for 9 million, which Harrison Reed is another class player from Southampton. Mario Lemina, another Southampton player, for 2.2 million, which is very cheap. That's a very good bargain. Very good player in my opinion. Anthony Robertson from Wigan for 2.10 million from Wigan. And this one I saw yesterday, which has really surprised me. They've bought Alphonso Areola from PSG on loan, and that's all that they've made so far. But yet again, the transfer window, they've got until October, so anything can change. They can make more signings. So yeah, so that's 20th place done. Now on to 19th. I'm gonna put Brighton. Brighton are a very, very good team. They managed to survive a few seasons, but I don't think they'll be able to handle it this season. They've done a few signings. Let me just have a look for you guys. So now for 19th place, I've put in Brighton. Now Brighton are a decent team. They're always managing to survive from relegation. Last year I think they finished 16th or 15th, I'm not too sure, you guys can tell me. So yeah, Brighton just one place above Fulham, 19th. I've gone for this because obviously they don't really make a lot of signings every year, and I don't think their team that they have will manage to keep themselves up again. So I'm just going to tell you guys what kind of people they've signed. So they've signed Joel Veltman from Ajax, so 1 million. Jensen Weir from Wigan, another Wigan player. There was a Wigan player that signed for Fulham as well, and one for Brighton. Adam Lallana on a free transfer from Liverpool. Now that's actually a decent signing, but obviously Adam Lallana is now getting on, so I'm not sure if he will actually perform as he's 32 years old. And Ulrich Eneme Ella from Amiens FC from the League 2 side in France. These are not really big transfers, if you ask me, just a few ones to strengthen their squad, but I don't reckon it's enough to keep them up this year, so Brighton in 19th place. Okay, so now the final team that will be getting relegated for me will be newly promoted side, West Brom. Now they came second last year in the Championship, 10 points behind my team Leeds, which is okay. Obviously well done to them for coming up. They had a good season, and I just don't think they will manage to stay up again. They've got a good manager, Slaven Bilic. I like him a lot. Very good manager, experienced. He's been the West Ham manager, if I'm not mistaken, I think before. And yeah, I just don't think they've got what it takes again just to survive a year in the Premier League. So I'm going to tell you guys the signings. That's what I'm going to do for every team. I'll give you guys the signings and what I think. So West Brom here have signed, here we go, Grady Diangana from West Ham, for 13.5 million. Now, if you guys saw on Twitter, West Ham's captain, Mark Noble, wasn't very happy about this because he said that Diangana had a very good future ahead of him. And he just didn't like that he signed for West Brom. So that's one signing. And then they've signed Mateus Pereira, who was on loan at West Brom last season. So they've managed to buy him now permanently from Sporting CP from the Liga NOS for 9.10 million, which was a very good steal there. Next signing is Cedric Kipre from Wigan, another Wigan player. Wow, 1.10 million, which is a good steal. I've seen this guy play against Leeds, amazing player. David Button from Brighton for 1.10 million, and let's have a look. Callum Robinson from Sheffield United, which is, it says here that the fee is undisclosed, so I can't tell you how much they bought him for, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the three teams that I think will be getting relegated this season. Let's move on to 17th place. Okay, so at 17th place, I've put Aston Villa again, which is the same place that they ended last season by 1 point, which was very lucky. They did well in the final stages of the season, and I reckon they're going to just about survive again. They've got a good team now after signing a few players, so I'm going to tell you who they've signed. They've signed Ollie Watkins from Brentford for 30 million, which is an absolute signing. What a player Ollie Watkins was last season. He got Player of the Month for the Championship. Outstanding player. He's young, he's 24 years, and I reckon he's going to do well at Aston Villa, since the Aston Villa manager was a Brentford manager a few seasons ago. They've also signed Matty Cash from Nottingham Forest for 15 million, which is a bit overpriced for Matty Cash, although he is very good. That is a good right back, because I think they had Engels before, and I don't think he was that good. They've signed James Bree from Luton for loan, and Lovray Kalinic from Toulouse for loan as well. So they've just done 4 signings just to strengthen out the squad. Yet again, I will mention that the transfer window does close in October, so they've got plenty of time to make more signings. So yeah, let's see how Aston Villa get on this season. Now we need to move on to 16th place. Okay, so for West Ham, I've put them 16th place, just above Aston Villa. They've got a good team. Antonio, Felipe Anderson, Fabianski. Who else have they got? Thomas Souček, that they've just signed actually. He was there last season on loan. They've got a really good team. For signings, they haven't really done a lot. All they've done is sign Thomas Souček, and that's really it. Like I was saying before, they sold Grady Diangana to West Brom. And that's it, just a boring transfer window. Yeah, that's it really for West Ham. But obviously, anything can change from now to October. So now let's move on to 15th place, which for me is 15th place above is mid-table. So yeah, see you there. Okay, so now on to 15th place, which I'm going to put Crystal Palace there. Crystal Palace are a good team. They've got Benteke, Ayew, Andros Townsend, Vicente Guaita in goal. They've just signed 4 players with the likes of Eberechi Eze from QPR. Amazing young player, a lot of potential. The fee was 17.8 million, which is a good signing there. Then they've signed Nathan Ferguson from West Brom for a free transfer, which is another good transfer, young right back there. And then there's these 2 signings where the fee is undisclosed, which is Brandon Pierrick and Sam Woods. So yeah, that's really it again for Crystal Palace. I put them 15th. They're always that team that's always 15th, 14th, always to the bottom side of the table. So I've put them there for this season, and hopefully I get that one right. Okay guys, so we are now doing 14th place, which I have put Newcastle there. Last season they finished 13th place, so just 1 place above than what I think they will finish this season. As for signings, they've had an amazing transfer window so far, and hopefully that carries on until October. So for signings, they've bought Callum Wilson from Bournemouth for 22.2 million. He's a really good striker. He played in the Championship, in the Premier League before when Bournemouth were there last season, and I really think he's good. He's played for England as well a few times. He's got a few caps. Now a really good young player which I really like, which is also he's also been relegated to the Championship, which is Jamal Lewis from Norwich. He's gone there for 16.5 million, which is very nice. Now I've never heard of this player, Mark Gillespie from Motherwell, from the Scottish Premiership, for a free transfer. Never heard anything about him, so I can't really tell you much. And now this is a good one, Jeff Hendricks from Burnley on a free transfer. This guy's good. I think he's Irish, if I'm not mistaken. And then this one's a really, really good one. And how they've managed to get it for free is even better. Another Bournemouth player, which is Ryan Fraser. 14th place there for Newcastle. One place worse than what they already had last season. So now let's move on to 13th place. Okay, so now for 13th place, I've gone with Southampton, which is 2 places below than what they got last season, meaning they got 11th place. I put them 13th place because I don't think they'll be able to perform as good as they did last season with Danny Ings. I reckon Danny Ings will still get goals, but I don't reckon he will perform exactly how he did last season. That's just my opinion. And let's go through the transfers. They've done 2 transfers. So the first one being Kyle Walker-Peters from Spurs for 13.3 million. Absolute bargain. Absolute class player from Spurs. And then Mohamed Salisu, a centre-back from Real Valladolid for 12 million. 2 good, decent signings here for Southampton. Like I said, they'll be finishing 13th. Not really much to say, is there? So yeah, that's really it. And good luck for Southampton. Okay, so 12th place, I've gone with Burnley. Last season they finished 10th, so a bit like Southampton, 2 places below than what they did last season. I've gone with 12th because Burnley have done 1 sign-in, and I've never even heard of this guy. So really, they haven't really strengthened their squad. Anything can happen from now to October. But they've signed Will Norris from Wolves, a 27-year-old English goalkeeper. I've never heard of him. So yeah, that's really it. There's nothing really much to say. So that's 12th place from Burnley. Now let's go for 11th place. Okay, everybody. So I am proud to say that I reckon that Leeds will finish 11th this season. We've had an amazing transfer window, some signings that I have not expected. I reckon that we will do really well this year, knowing that we've got one of the best managers in the world, according to Pep Guardiola and to Maurizio Pochettino. Amazing signings this window, and hopefully there can be more to come until October. So I mean, this one that I'm about to say is absolutely mind-blowing. For Leeds to pull this off, fantastic. Rodrigo from Valencia for 30 million. Good, experienced striker. He's played in the Champions League, Europa League. Then we've signed Helder Costa from Wolves for 17.7 million. We had him last season for loan. Really good player as well, Portuguese. And then this is a good one. We needed to strengthen out our defence a little bit. We've signed Robin Koch from Freiburg for 13 million. Good signing there. Young as well, 24. Next signing, Ian Meslier. Now, I really do like Ian Meslier. He's a lot better than Kiko Casilla in my opinion. Young, 20 years of age. He was there last season as well on loan. Fantastic towards the end of the season. We've signed him from FC Lorient for 6.5 million. Absolute steal. Good signing there. Next, Joe Geldhard. I can't say his name. 18 years old, not experienced. under-experienced, more shall I say. 18-year-old from Wigan, another Wigan player. Wigan seems to be selling loads of players because of their financial problems that they're having at the minute. So 1 million there, and this one's another good signing. Jack Harrison for another season on loan for a third season in a row. And that's it for signings, and hopefully there's more to come. So now let's move on to 10th place, where this is going to get spicy now. Okay guys, now for 10th place I have gone with Sheffield United, which is one place worse than what they got last season. So last season they finished 9th, and this season I am going to put them 10th. So for signings wise, not too bad actually. Aaron Ramsdale from Bournemouth for 20.5 million. I don't think he's worth 20 million at all, but yet again, they need a goalkeeper since the departure of Dean Henderson back to Manchester United after they loaned him for one season. So they had to get a goalkeeper. They've signed a left back from Derby, Max Lowe, for 3.8 million. Jayden Bogle from Derby for 3.8 million. So 2 players from Derby, a left back and a right back for both the same price. They've signed Wes Foderingham from Rangers on a free transfer, and Ethan Ampadu from Chelsea on loan, which is a good signing. Young as well. He's played for Leipzig, he's played for Chelsea, like I've just mentioned. He also played for the Wales national team. So some good signings there for Sheffield United, and 10th place for them this season. Let's move on to 9th. Okay, so for 9th place I've gone with Everton, which is a few places above than what they finished last season. I think they finished 12th last season, and this transfer window they have gone all out on the midfield. They've spent quite a lot of money on midfield players, like I've just mentioned. For signings, they've done quite good. They've signed James Rodriguez from Real Madrid on a free transfer. Amazing work there by the Everton board, managing to bring in James Rodriguez there. They've signed Alan from Napoli for 25 million. Again, another good signing. He's very good. Now, Abdoulaye Doucouré from Watford for 22.10 million. Another good signing. Had an outstanding season for Watford. So it's nice to see him back in the Premier League because he is a class player. And that's it really. 3 good transfers there for Everton. So now 8th place. Okay, now for 8th place I have gone with Wolverhampton Wanderers. Last season they finished 7th, so one worse than what they did last season. So for signings wise, I'm not sure. They've bought in Fabio Silva, an 18-year-old centre forward from Porto, for 40 million. Is 40 million worth that much for a youngster? I'm not too sure. Hopefully he's worth that 40 million price tag that Wolves have paid for him. They've bought Marcal, the left back from Lyon, for 2 million. That's a good price because he is now 31. So yep, upgrades there for the defence. They have brought in Matthias Starkick from Aston Villa on a free transfer, which is a good signing. Let's have a look. Another player from Porto, Bettina, an attacking midfielder on loan, so he will go back to Porto at the end of this season. And that's it really for signings for Wolves. So yeah, 8th place there for Wolves. Good finish. And yeah, let's move on to 7th. Okay, so for 7th place I have gone with Leicester City. Last season they finished 5th, which is an Europa League spot, which is good. I can't see them doing it again since of the lack of transfers. They've still got until October. There's nothing really much to say about them after only doing one signing so far, which is Timothy Castagne from Atlanta, 24-year-old Belgium, and the fee is 24 million. So that's really it there for Leicester. And yeah, 7th place. I'd take 7th place if I was a Leicester fan anyways. So now let's move on to 6th, which is a Europa League qualification spot. Okay guys, so for the Europa League qualification spot, I've gone with Arsenal, which is 6th place this season. They've signed Gabriel, I'm not going to say his second name because I'm going to butcher it, so Gabriel, 22-year-old Brazilian centre-back from Lille, 26 million. And then in January they signed Pablo Mari, so another centre-back from Flamengo, for 8 million there. Also in January they signed Cedric Soares on a free transfer from Southampton. And they've just signed Willian from Chelsea for another free transfer. Now, they've strengthened out Arsenal on their defence, as they needed a better defence. So I think they will get an Europa League qualification spot this year. I reckon Aubameyang will do well, Martinelli will do well. So yeah, we'll just have to see how it plays out for Arsenal this season. So good luck to Arsenal. Okay, so for the automatic Europa League spot, I have gone with Spurs. They've had a really good transfer window actually. They've signed Giovanni Lo Celso, I think, which was in January. They signed him for 32 million from Real Betis. Good signing. Box-to-box midfielder there. That's very good. They've also strengthened out their defence at right back with Matt Doherty from Wolves, which is an absolute steal. That is an amazing transfer there. 16.8 million there for the Irishman. And then Pierre-Emile Højbjerg from Southampton, 16.6 million. And Joe Hart from Burnley on a free transfer. Joe Hart again. He's got worse as he's got older, but still he's a good goalkeeper if Lloris gets injured. And yeah, that's it I think for Tottenham. So 5th place there. So now let's move on to Champions League spots. Okay, now for 3rd place, you guys might not agree with me, but for 3rd place I have gone with Manchester City, which is the 2nd Champions League spot. As of signings, good transfer window so far. They've signed Nathan Ake from Bournemouth for 45.3 million. Obviously strengthening out that defence for the new season. So I'd like to see how Nathan Ake performs for the squad. Ferran Torres from Valencia for 23 million. A youngster, 20 years of age. He's Spanish as well. They've also signed Yan Couto from the Brazilian First Division for 6 million. Isa Cabore from the Belgian League for 4.5 million. So really that is everything that Manchester City have done this transfer window. So yeah, 3rd place for them I think this season. Okay, so now for 2nd place I've gone with Chelsea. Now I think Chelsea have had one of the best transfer windows that I have seen for a very, very long time. They've spent loads of money on world-class players. So let's start off with the most recent transfer, which is going to be German youngster Kai Havertz from Bayern Leverkusen for 80 million, which is absolutely worth it. He is an amazing, outstanding player. So that is really going to strengthen their midfield there on the attack. Now moving on to Timo Werner. Oh my God, this guy is something else, guys. 24 years of age. Again, another German from RB Leipzig for 53 million. Now that is an absolute steal, absolute amazing signing. Next signing is Ben Chilwell actually from Leicester for 50.2 million. Again, they needed a better defence. So that's exactly what they've done and strengthened out the left back position there with Ben Chilwell. And then again, another world class cam or right winger. We've got Hakim Ziyech from Ajax for 40 million. Another defender again. They've bought 2 defenders actually. Malang Sarr on a free transfer and Thiago Silva on a free transfer. So yeah, literally a career mode transfer window for Chelsea there. And let's move on to first, which you guys probably already know who it is because it's the only team left, and that is Liverpool. So I think the Premier League champions is going to be Liverpool. They've only done 1 signing, and I don't think they really do need to do any signings. They've got a fantastic defence, a fantastic attack, and a fantastic midfield. But for signings, they've bought 1 player, Konstantinos Tsimikas from Olympiacos for 13 million. They're a 24-year-old player from Greece. Yeah, they don't really need to make any signings, do they? So yeah, Leeds will be playing them on Saturday as well, so that'll be a really good game, which I am looking forward to. If you guys have actually enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and you guys can feel free to drop any comment that you like. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, guys.